Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to guide you through all levels yoga. We will practice together for 45 minutes. Just a reminder to listen to your body. If any stretches are not working for you, you can always skip them, come on out and modify. And things that you'll need for your yoga practice today is you will want to have your yoga mat. I always enjoy having a block and a blanket close by. So if you have those, that'll be great. If you don't have it, no problem. We'll just work around those through the practice. It can be a nice support. I would like to use a yoga strap today. So if you have a yoga strap, that will be great. If not, a piece of rope or a tie or a strap that goes around a robe can work. So anything that you can use to do a couple stretches would be great. And again, if you don't have that, you can still do the stretches. It'll just look a little differently, but you can still get a really great stretch without a yoga strap. So as we start today, I just wanted to share a little quote that I came across the other day, and I thought it ties in really nicely to the yoga practice. It's talking about life and, the waves that life brings. So life comes at us in waves. We can't predict or control those waves, but we can learn to surf the waves. And I thought that was really a beautiful way of putting it. I think that's very true. The only thing that in life is guaranteed, they say, is change. So, life is always going to change and evolve. And I think the more that we practice yoga and practice meditation, the more tools that we have to navigate and, quote unquote, surf the waves. We have more tools that can help us navigate those situations that are stressful or intense. So it's always a really nice reminder. So as we start today, let's come on down to our backs. I'd love to start in a reclining posture. And you'll just want to have your strap close by so that if you are going to use it in a few moments, it'll be right there for you. And then as you lay down here, maybe taking your traditional shavasana pose. So that's with your legs relaxed and your arms relaxed. You can also bend your knees and plant your feet. And this will just help you to relax your low back a bit. Let your eyes close here. And then just simply give yourself a few moments to drop into your breath and your body. Unclench your jaw, unfurl the eyebrows. Relax the back of your head, relax the back of your neck. Relax your shoulders, arms, and hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. And then try to relax your legs and relax your feet. And then take a moment to connect to the rise and the fall of your breath. Lengthening as you inhale and lengthening as you exhale. And maybe encouraging your exhale to be a little bit longer than your inhale. For a moment, just watch your breath flow in and out of your body. Feel your body react to your breath. As you inhale, feel your navel rise. As you exhale, feel your navel fall. As you inhale, feel your ribs expand with your breath. And then as you exhale, feel your ribs flow in towards one another. Breathe in, feel your chest rise. Breathe out, feel your chest fall. And then knowing each time that you breathe, you bring life and oxygen to all of the cells throughout your body. Set an intention for your practice, and your intention could be anything. It might be that you want to take some time to recharge your batteries, to give back to yourself. It might be that your neck is a little cranky and you want to move the circulation and get the blood flowing and try to ease that tension a bit. So there's no right and there's no wrong intention. As we start here, let's get to bring our feet down onto the yoga mat. Our knees will be bent, and take a moment to engage your core. So we'll create a little sensation of tucking the tailbone. Feel the navel move back and up to the spine slightly. And let's gently support the back of the head here. So fingers will interlock, gentle supports. Feel the core engage. Let's lift on up. We'll take our head, neck, shoulders off of the mat, and then lower it down to the ground. Core engages. Let's lift and lengthen up and lower. And let's take this one with the breath here. So as you're flowing through these crunches, really try to engage your core. Try not to crank your head. So you want to have this nice gentle support to the head. You don't want to be cranking the head at all. And another nice way to engage the core is maybe imagine that if you drew a line from your navel down to the yoga mat, that there would be a grape there. And you want to try to squish the grape. That will help you to engage your low abs a little bit more. And also engage the upper abs a little bit more. So it just helps us work some different muscles. Great, let's come on up, and we're going to take our right elbow to our left knee. So we'll incorporate a twist here. Come back to center, nice full breath to lengthen. Let's take opposite elbow for knee. Great, reset to center, and then let's just bring it side to side. And as you're doing this, make sure that you are breathing. So easy to hold your breath. So I'll keep nice, deep, full breath in and nice, deep, full breath out. Try to breathe into your twist for your stomach, ribs, chest, and then releasing from your chest, ribs, stomach, and also breathing into that back body twist. We want to breathe into our low back, mid back, and upper back twist. And then releasing from the upper, mid, and low back. And maybe as you lift your feet, you could really activate the feet here. Maybe you point your toes, maybe flex your feet, maybe press out through the two ball mounts towards the front of your foot, and then spread out through your toes just to activate the legs a little bit more. Get those knees working, get those big muscles engaged, small muscles engaged. And let's release this one down. Take your knees to your chest, hug them in. Let's take a rock to the right and the left here. We'll just do a nice little release on our low back along the yoga mat. Fantastic. Grab your yoga strap. Take your strap around the ball of your right foot and extend your right foot up to the sky. And as you have your leg to the sky here, let's give ourselves a moment to circle. So maybe find large circles or smaller circles. Maybe imagine that you could draw a circle on the ceiling with your heel. And circle in the other direction. Let's reverse that movement. As you bring it to stillness, let's walk our hands up the strap, encouraging your right leg into your body. Take this time to flex your foot, to press out through the heel and the back of your knee. Allow for your leg to be active, engaged, and energized. Let's take that right foot to the right. Bring yourself into an inner leg stretch. Try to ground evenly through the right side and the left side of your body, even through your hips and your low back. Float yourself back on up to center. Let's take our right foot to the left and bring yourself into a twist. And then as you're twisting here, gently rolling this right hip down just a tiny bit to give yourself a little bit more of an IT band stretch. Great, let's bring ourselves back to center. Take your left foot to meet your right foot. Relax your right leg down and give yourself that time to circle. And then as you're flowing here, maybe just noticing if the stretch feels very similar on this side of your body to the first side of the body that we worked on. May feel very similar and then may feel very different one side to the next side. Let's take it in the other direction. So just reverse that movement. Again, imagine those circles up on the ceiling from your heel. As you come to stillness, let's walk our hands up the strap, encouraging your left leg into your body. Inhale and exhale here. Get that nice stretch for the back of your leg. Let's take our left foot to the left. Land in your inner leg strap. Try to ground evenly through the right side and left side of your body. We don't want to be lifted too much on one side and then really grounded on the other side. Create an evenness in your body. Let's float ourselves back to center. You can take your left foot to the right. So if your right leg is bent, you can always straighten that out. We are going to transition into a twist here. And then that twist can also take us into an IT band stretch. Our IT band is this band that runs on the outside of the leg. It can get a little tight. It can be a spot for a lot of issues for a lot of people. It can just get a little finicky. So this can give us a really good IT band stretch. And release. Let's float that one back on up to the sky. We can take our strap, release that off to the side. Let's bring our knees to our chest. Hug in your knees, rock to the right and to the left. Great, let's take it to seated from here. We can flow in up through the spine, do a little rock and roll to rise on up. And as we take seated, sit in any way that feels comfortable. Grab your yoga strap again. And this time we don't need a ton of the strap, so you can fold it in half so it's a little bit more manageable. Let's take a full breath here to reach and stretch up. Let's release to the right and the left. We're just going to go side to side here. And this movement is great for creating a lateral flexibility in the spine. Good. Let's take a moment to pause. Release your hands to the left when you're ready. And try to press into your right sitting bone. Try to lengthen through that whole right side of your body. Let's bring ourselves back on up. Full breath to lengthen and release to the right. Let's try to roll that right shoulder under, left shoulder open. Good. Let's take a moment to pause. We're going to take neutral. Try to press actively into your strap and try to reach and stretch up and out of your waist one last time here. Really lengthen your spine, lengthen the back of your neck. Good. Let's release that strap down. We're going to float ourselves into tabletop. So as you come into table, if you would like to use a blanket to pad your knees, you can do that. So you may want to have a little bit of padding in the knees. Sometimes knees are a little sensitive against the ground, so it can always be nice just to have a little support there. Let's take our knees in line with our hips, wrists in line with shoulders, so have a little space between your knees. We're going to take a flow for balancing table. We'll work our core here. Let's start with extending our right leg behind us. Have your toes on the mat and take a moment to press out through the heel and the back of your knee. Lift your heel in line with your hip and maybe roll your hip down a little bit. Maybe imagine you could balance a block on your low back. Left hand extends out in front. Feel your arm from your ear. Let your thumb face up towards the sky. Knee, elbow touch and exhale, round and crunch. And lengthen. Exhale, round, lengthen. Let's go 3 more times here with the breath. When that feels complete, let's bring it back onto into table, knee down, hand down for table, and circling out the hips a bit here. So maybe find large circles, maybe find smaller circles. And we're just gonna find some organic movement to gently warm our bodies up for our yoga practice today. Circle in the other direction. So we'll just reverse that movement. And stillness here. Let's bring ourselves back on through to table. Left leg extends behind you. Take this time to press out through the heel and the back of your knee. Lifting your heel up, heel in line with your hip. Try to roll your hip down. Let's take that right hand out in front. Arm frames your ear, thumb to the sky. Bring your knee and your elbow to touch on the exhale. Let's round and crunch. We're going to lengthen. Exhale, round. And lengthen. Let's go 3 more times here with your breath. Back through the balancing table. Knee down and hand down for table. Let's take child's pose on the exhale. Hips to the heels. Heart lowers down for a moment. We'll take a resting pose here. So your knees can be together if you would like. That's going to really help you to open up your low back. You can also take your big toes to touch. Maybe knees away from one another, giving yourself that leg and hip stretch here. Come on forward, tabletop. Take a breath here. Exhale, down dog. And shake it out a little bit in your down dog. It may feel nice to bend one knee, to bend the other knee. Relax your head, yes. Relax your head, no. Feel really grounded in your hands, really grounded in your feet. Just feel yourself moving and flowing with your breath. Let's bring ourselves to plank. High push-up pose. Knees can always lower for a knee down plank. Moving into Sphinx. Let's take it all the way down to the mat. Bring your hands in front of you, elbows in line with your shoulders. Reach for opposite arms. We don't want our elbows to be too far from one another. Let's breathe into our low back bend here. Staying here, maybe lifting up, hands press down, elbows lift up. Elbows can wrap in towards one another. Maybe arms will straighten. We're going to bring ourselves into seal. Reach and stretch through the crown of the head. Lower down to the mat. Take a full breath in. We'll press back to down dog on the exhale. Toes to the hands. Bring it through to a fold. And shake it out a little bit here. Bend one knee and the other knee. Relax your head, yes. Relax your head, no. Let's bring ourselves to stillness. We'll bring ourselves into a half lift. Fold yourself down. Let's rise up. Full breath in. We'll take a mountain pose. And then draw your hands at your heart as you exhale. Let's try dancer. We'll work with a balance pose. So for dancer, right hand for your right foot. You can grab on the outside of your foot if you'd like. That's going to be a gentler stretch on your shoulder. If you would like more of a shoulder stretch, grab on the inside of your foot. And if the balance is feeling challenging today, feel free to grab onto a ledge that's close by or take your hand to the wall for support. Let's bring that left hand out in front. We'll begin to kick the foot into the hand to take it forward, Nadarajasana. So for this one, on your left hand, maybe take your index and your thumb to touch. This is a mudra, Chin Mudra, Yana Mudra. And they say that this mudra is great for calming the mind and the body. It's great for cultivating concentration and creativity. Let's try crescent warrior from here. So you can just float your right foot back and you'll land right on the toes of your right foot. Have your right heel lifted and hands will reach and stretch to the sky. So for this one, we'll try to be right on the toes of the right foot so that the majority of your foot is lifted. And then press really actively through the heel and the back of your knee. So you just want to feel that leg active, engaged, and energized. Let's try a variation of a flying warrior. So for flying warrior, you can bring your arms alongside your body and let your palms face forward. Take a deeper bend in your front knee, and then let your torso come forward at a 45-degree angle. Imagine if you could see yourself from the side. Try to create a line that flows from your right heel to the crown of your head. Let's come into warrior 3 from here. So we will spring off of our right foot, trying out our balance warrior. We call this one Virabhadrasana Tree. And on this one, find your drishti. Find that one spot to focus your concentration, to focus your awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eye shift at all. Warrior 1, we're going to come on back. Warrior 1's a little different from crescent because that back heel is grounded down. So we want to press firmly into our heel, into the outer edge of our foot, giving ourselves that calf stretch and hamstring stretch. Bring your hands behind your body. Let's come to Yoga Mudra here. Fingers will interlock, palms will touch. Take a full breath to lengthen. Fold yourself down as you exhale. Try to relax the fronts of your shoulders. And just noticing if that helps you move a little deeper into your shoulder stretch. Core engages. Let's rise on up. We are going to reset back to warrior 1. Float your hands down, bring it to a runner's lunge. Let's take our right foot to meet left. Bring yourself to a fold. Half lift here. Fold forward. Come on up. Let's rise into mountain. Hands at your heart as you exhale. Left hand for your left foot. Let's try dance around the other side. So from on the outside or the inside. Right hand comes out in front. Maybe index and thumb come together for that mudra. Begin to kick the foot into the hand to take yourself forward a little bit. And dancer pose, there are so many benefits. So this pose is wonderful for strengthening your standing leg. We strengthen all of the muscles through the foot, ankle, through the knee. We get a nice back bend through the 3 parts of our back. We get a nice quad stretch on the left leg, nice hip flexor and psoas stretch as well. Let's take it to crescent from here. So you're just going to float your left foot back this time. Land on your toes and hands to the sky as you breathe in. Let's try to feel the core engage here. So let your tailbone tuck and feel your navel move back and up to the spine a little bit. Let's try that flying warrior. Arms alongside the body, palms face forward. Core engages. Let's take our body forward to that 45-degree angle. And spring off your back foot. Let's try warrior 3 pose. Feel really grounded through all the parts of your right foot. So we want to press to the inside, to the outside. And notice your body's natural tendency if you tend to roll in or out. Let's bring it to warrior 1 from here. Left foot back, left heel grounds down. Grounding into your feet, core engages. Finding that warrior 1 pose, Virabhadrasana Eka. So in this pose, try to feel the arms frame your ears. Feel the arms really active. Reach and stretch out through your fingertips. Let's bring our hands behind our body. Fingers interlock, palms touch. We'll come to a yoga mudra here, shoulder release. Fold yourself down as you exhale. Try to relax the fronts of your shoulders and just notice if that helps you move deeper into your stretch. Core engages. Let's rise on up. Warrior one. Hands come down. Runner's lunge. Let's take our left foot to meet right. Forward fold. Half lift here. Fold to the mat. Come on up. Let's rise for mountain. Hands at the heart space as you exhale. Let's go back to that yoga strap. We'll try a little bit of a shoulder floss. So this time you will want quite a bit of space on that strap. So you'll probably want to unwrap it if you had it folded. And for this one, just be really mindful of your shoulders. So if it's hurting, if it's a little too much, just back out of it and meet us in the next one. So we're going to take our hands out nice and wide. Bring your hands up and then try to relax your hands back. So if you have to stop here, that's fine. If it's feeling all right, maybe you're going to lower yourself all the way down. Let's ground into our feet, engage our core, and flow those hands in front. Move with your breath here. So if you would like to make the stretch more intense, walk your hands in towards one another a little bit. You'll just inch them in a bit. If you want to make it more intense, you are going to lower it down as far as you can. And then to make this pose easier, bring more distance between your hands. So you'll try to have those hands as wide as you can have them. And you just won't go back quite as far. Maybe you're going to stop and hang out here. But this is a really beneficial stretch. I know personally, if I'm sitting a lot through the day, I tend to round forward at my desk or even driving or sitting even at a restaurant. It's kind of this rounding forward movement. So this really helps to give us that opportunity to broaden the collarbones, to open the chest and the heart a little bit, and just to keep the spine nice and straight. Also open up our shoulders. We always have that kind of forward movement. So this will just open the front of the shoulders a bit more. And let's release it. We can take that strap, set it down to the mat, relax your hands down. Let's take 3 shoulder rolls here. Take your shoulders up, back, and down, and release. Full breath in and out. Let's go one more time here. Inhale and exhale. Great. Let's make our way to the top of our yoga mat. We'll take our feet in line with our hips. Hands to the sky, mountain pose. Let's feel the arms from the ears. Fingers are active. Reach and stretch through your fingertips. Bring it into chair, Utkatasana. Send your weight back into your heels. Let your toes be light and almost a feeling like your toes could lift from your mat. Let's put ourselves down into a forward fold. Bring yourself to a half lift here. Plant your hands. Let's bring it through to plank. Let's try out a high push-up pose. Knees up or down, lower down, chaturanga. Take an up dog here. Use your breath. Let's open up the spine here. Take a full breath out, downward facing dog. Take your right leg to the sky, 3-limbed dog. Right foot comes through. Let's take a warrior 2 pose from here. So in warrior 2, we want to line our front heel up with our back arch and then let your shoulders be right over your hips. We just don't want to be leaning forward or back too much. Take reverse, float the front hand up and back. Keep that deep bend in your front knee. Body's natural tendency is to straighten the leg a little bit. Core engages. We're going to do a windmill down. Let's take it to lateral angle. And extended lateral angle. If you'd like to go there, you can lower your hand down and just try not to collapse here into the bottom shoulder, lifting and lengthening here. Core engages. Let's take it up for warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. Front hand up and back. Reverse triangle stretch. And then try to reach and stretch from your right waist. Try to lengthen your whole side body, arm, and fingertips. Coming up to neutral, let's bring our hips back. Hands reach, stretch forward. Come on down for triangle. When you're ready, we'll try out Trikonasana. Imagine your body in between 2 panes of glass. So we want to feel our body in one straight line here. Bringing it through to balancing half moon pose. Right hand can come out in front. Left foot takes a bit of a hop forward. Maybe lifting that leg up. Flex your left foot. So we'll have our left toes pointing off to the left side of the room, giving yourself that hip opener, maybe a little deeper shoulder stretch as well. Hand for the foot. Let's take a bind, sugar cane, and create a little bit of a sensation of kicking the foot to the hand. So get that nice back bend for the 3 parts of your back. And reset. Let's take it to warrior 2 pose from here. As you come to warrior 2, let's try to relax our shoulders from our ears. Maybe imagine that you could draw your feet in towards one another. Windmill your hands down. We're going to float ourselves to a runner's lunge. In runner's lunge, walk your right foot to the right edge of your mat. Both of your hands to the inside of your foot. Staying here. Option to work with lizard or gecko. So to make the stretch easier, left knee can come down to the mat, and you can always grab a blanket to pad your knee. Stay up on your hands, maybe drop down to your forearms. You can also take your forearms onto blocks as well here. We are just gonna let ourselves melt into a wonderful hip stretch. So most important alignment cue is to make sure that your right knee and your right ankle are in the same line. So we just don't want our knee to be moving too far forward here. And always be really mindful of your knees. So this is a hip opener. And any hip stretch that we do, we want to make sure that we don't feel it in our knees. So hip stretches, we're definitely going to feel it in the hips and the legs and the low back. But they say that if there's ever any stretching or pulling in the knees, that's your body's way of letting you know to come out of the stretch. And I know this one can be an intense stretch, but just try to find as much softness in the pose as possible. Maybe check in with your body, relax your eyebrows, relax your jaw. Try to relax your shoulders, arms, and hands. Relax the upper, mid, and low back. And then relaxing through your legs and relaxing through your feet. Let's come into plank from here. Curl your left toes under. Bring your right foot to meet your left foot. High push-up. Chaturanga Dandasana. Take yourself into your up dog. Use your breath. Open your chest and open up your heart. Press back, down dog on exhale. Left leg to the sky, 3-limbed dog. Bring your left foot forward and let's open it up for that warrior 2 pose. Connect with your breath here. Try to breathe into your stomach, ribs, chest, and then release from your chest, ribs, and stomach. Reverse, let's take it up and back. Reverse warrior 2 pose. Maybe imagine from your hips down you were in concrete, and then from your hips up, you're almost trying to create this lateral stretch in your spine. So really lengthening through the sides of your body. Come on through, let's bring it to warrior 2. Take it down to a lateral angle and maybe extended lateral angle. Try not to collapse her into the bottom shoulder here. We're going to lift and lengthen. Core engages. Let's rise on up. Straighten your front leg, front hand up and back. Reverse triangle stretch. Come on up to neutral. Hips go back. Hands reach and stretch forward. Hand lowers down. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Imagining if you can see yourself in a mirror, creating triangle shapes. So large triangle through the legs in the earth, through the arm, side, body. Float it forward. Let's try balancing half moon pose. Left hand comes out in front. Right foot can just take those little hops forward. Maybe play with the idea of lifting your leg, maybe lifting the leg from the mat. Hand for the foot. Take a bind here. Create that sensation of kicking the foot into the hand. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's bring ourselves back on through. Warrior two. Take a moment to ground and realign. Feel your breath flowing in and flowing out through your nose. Windmill your hands down. Let's bring ourselves to a runner's lunge. Take your left foot to the left edge of your mat. Both of your hands to the inside of your foot. Let's take ourselves into lizard or gecko here. So remembering you can lower your right knee down to the mat for support. Maybe stay up on your hands. Maybe drop down to your forearms and maybe forearms onto blocks here. And just checking in with your left knee. We'll have our left knee and left ankle in the same line. And breathing here. So this one is a wonderful hip opener. Great stretch for your legs. Wonderful stretch for your low back. Maybe trying to clear your mind of thoughts. We always have thoughts moving through the mind, maybe thoughts for the past, thoughts for the future. Try to release your thoughts, bring the awareness to your breath, bring your awareness to the present moment. Let's begin to release. So from here, we're going to take ourselves into plank. So you can ground down into your hands. Right toes curl under. Let's take our left foot to meet our right foot and then left hand to the sky. Let's take side plank from here. So for side plank, you're going to roll into the outer edge of your right foot. Maybe stack the insides of your feet together. You can stagger your feet and you can also lower your bottom leg down to the mat for a little kickstand support. Let's take ourselves into plank. Right hand rises when you're ready. Again, modify if needed. Try to feel that top hip rising to the sky. Feel your top hand rise to the sky as well. Float yourself into plank. High push-up pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the mat, tabletop. Sweep your feet to the right or to the left. Let's come down to seated. As you come into seated, soles of the feet to touch. Knees come away from one another. And insides of your feet roll from one another as well. Take a full breath here to lengthen. Fold yourself down as you exhale. So maybe using your elbows to draw your knees further. Maybe walk your hands out in front of you. And then just let that draw you deeper into a fold. Try to just let your body melt here. Sometimes we feel in poses we have to hold ourselves up or we have to do something in the stretch. But just simply allow for your body to be in the moment. Feel your body take the shape of the pose and feel your body supported by the ground. Bring yourself to a neutral spine. Knees can come together. Legs extend in front, shake them out a bit. And from here, let's bring ourselves down onto our backs, working with bridge pose. So for bridge, feet will plant, knees will be bent. Engage your core here. Maybe bring your palms facing down, press them down into your mats. Engage your core. Let's press into our feet. Lift your hips off of the mats and breathe here. Imagine that you could squeeze a beach ball between the knees. Try to feel that the legs are really active. Maybe press through the inside and the outside of each foot. Get really grounded in your feet. You could also take your hands together under your body. Maybe fingers interlock, palms will touch. Imagine that you could squeeze a pencil between the shoulder blades just to really work those shoulder blades in towards one another. Let's release the arms. If you had that bind, tuck your tailbone. Release your upper, mid, low back down to the mat. Soles of the feet will touch. Knees will come away from one another, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, bound angle. And maybe bringing your hands on your body. So one hand to your navel, one hand to the ribs. And then just gently feeling yourself breathing in and breathing out. Watching your breath is one of the fastest and easiest ways of drawing us into the present moment. And the present moment is the only moment where life is truly happening. So many times it's the present moment, but we are thinking about the past. We are worried about the future. We're just simply being in the moment, being with your breath, being in this yoga posture. With the help of your hands, knees can come together. Take your knees to your chest. Let's hug them in. Let's bring ourselves into circular movements here. And then as you're circling on your low back, really connecting to the sensation and the feeling. So we have all of these little attachments and muscles that attach to the hips and the low back and the vertebrae. So as you're rolling out here, maybe just feel how they get a bit of a release. They can experience a little pressure and they can let go of tension. And then let's flow in the other direction. We'll just reverse that movement. And release. Giving yourself some time to relax. Coming into Shavasana. We call this our resting pose of our yoga practice. And just how we began together today. So legs can relax along your yoga mats. You may want to plant your feet and have your knees bent. Encourage a gentle tuck of your tailbone and then gently relax your low back on the mat just to help lengthen your low back. Maybe a gentle tuck of your chin to help lengthen the back of your neck. Palms can face up. That will give a nice gentle rotation in your shoulders. And then just simply giving yourself some time to be here. Shavasana is the most important pose of our yoga practice. It gives us time to integrate all of the benefits into our minds and into our body. Allow for your breath to deepen. And come onto your side. Bring yourself to a fetal position. And then bring it on up to seated when you're ready. As you come into a seated position, hands can move into the heart and prayer in Anjali Mudra. And ending our practice with gratitude today, thinking of something that you are truly grateful for. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining today. It's great to be here with you, share the gift of yoga with you. I hope you have a wonderful day today, and I look forward to seeing you next class. Take care.